Bella, I guess how important was it for you, maybe, but everybody to kind of pick it up a little bit tonight with Bugs out?
Extremely important. We pride ourselves on every single person on this team can contribute, no matter how large or small your role is. And then whenever something happens, we're always all ready to step up because we know we have to be there for one another.
Bella, did you take anything, like knowing Bugs was out tonight, did you take it upon yourself? Did you tell yourself you needed to step up individually?
Yeah, I feel like I came out with the same energy that I always have, but just a stronger emphasis on rebounding because I know that gap that Bugs leaves. I mean, I don't know how many she averages, probably a double-double. But I just know it's really important for me to step up in the ways that my team needs. Communication on the defensive end, too. Bugs is really good at communicating and knowing what we're doing in actions. So we all kind of had to bring that. We all had to go. What did Coach Tony say? We don't have to have one person have 10 more rebounds, but we need to have each of us just have one individual one to step up and fill that gap. So we all were ready for it tonight.
And then Jada, career high in assists.
Hey.
I guess it's easy when you know your teammates are making those shots, but I mean, what was working for you out there as far as distributing?
Really just pushing the pace. We watched a lot of film, and teams that had success with them really pushed in transition and excelled in that area. And then knowing our strengths, getting it to Nettie. No one could stop her today either, or Bella. So really getting it to them whenever we could, and they were just knocking down shots, making it easy.
That action on the wing where she would come in and then repost on the big, how often did y'all work on that, or have y'all been working on that? And it seemed to work all night when she would get low post position.
Yeah, we do that in practice every single day. Every single day. Most games when it works, we keep coming to it. But if it doesn't, obviously we go into our next action, try to keep the ball moving as much as possible, and get easy baskets, backdoor cuts, whatever we can.
Jada, we're not getting y'all before Houston, so just real quick on them. Maybe in terms of just, kind of continuing the momentum. I think y'all won 4 in a row, something like that. So how important is it just to kind of keep the momentum going and not look past Houston?
It's super important. We can't look past any team that we're about to play in this league. Every team has a chance to win. So really just locking into Houston, knowing our scout, knowing our game plan, and using that to prepare us also for UCLA this weekend.
And then Bella, I know Kayla doesn't get a lot of minutes, but she came in there and got a big layup and a couple of rebounds. How cool is that to see her step up in that moment when you needed to get a stop like she did? She got
Super, super proud of her. She came in with the right energy and mindset. As a freshman, whenever you get to be in those big moments, like I can even remember back, and Jada, I'm sure you can too because you played in some big games your freshman year. It's really hard to focus. Like you have things coming at you from all directions, all positive, but people are trying to get you to lock in. And one thing I was really proud of is that she listened to our voices. Like I was talking to her on defense, and I told her, I was like, hey, Kayla, if I'm in front of you and I'm taking yours, you have to take mine at the trail. There was a screen action where we ended up having to blue post to post, which switch. And she heard me and did it right away. And then that's right when she got her fast break layup. And I was like, okay, like she's locked in and she's starting to pick it up more. So super proud of her. Sick 'em.
Thank you.
Nicki, it seemed like it was everybody, but obviously Bella really played maybe her best game that I've seen her play.
Yeah, for sure this year. And I think with heavy expectations, too, and need. Like, I think, when Nettie picked up her third in the first part of the third, and then Bella turned around and picked up a third pretty quickly, I just was like, you can't foul now. Like, you cannot foul. So to make the offensive plays that she made, the pull-up jump shot, the threes, to draw 5 fouls, to be on the glass and get a double-double, I thought she was outstanding. And, like I said, I did give her 34 seconds of rest. So, we thought she'd played all 4. Yeah, I took her out right before the end of the first quarter, I think, and I said, this is your bonus. Like, you get these extra 34 seconds, and I'm putting you back in. So, I'm losing the voice for the first time this season. But yeah, I thought she was phenomenal. I thought Jada handling the pressure all night long, not turning the basketball over. Nettie, I mean, I just got to keep her on the floor because I knew tonight. I told her in the locker room before the game, I looked at everybody and said, our advantage tonight is Nettie. Like, we have to throw her the ball and throw her the ball and throw her the ball. Nettie, they have no one who can guard you. And we have to play to her and through her. And when we did, we were really, really effective. And the frustrating part coming out, 9-point lead, start the third quarter, first possession of the third, she picks up a foul. You know, like, I think we could have kind of kept it rolling because we don't have that when we go to our bench. And to not have Bugs, to not have Madison, you know, it just incredibly proud of Kayla Nelms. Like, that was a big basket, a big block, a couple big rebounds. I thought her minutes were really, really valuable for us.
Taking all my questions. I guess, what does winning this game say about your team? Because like you just mentioned, this seemed like it was a team win. You got a lot of contributions from players maybe you don't normally get, if that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And we haven't asked them, you know, and I think we needed. I think Kayla's been practicing better, which helps, you know, helps give me confidence. But I also, as soon as we knew Madison was a no-go, you know, it was like, you have to be ready. Because, you know, when Nettie got in foul trouble, there was no way Kyla could have played the whole third quarter. Like, physically impossible for her to be effective for that length of time. So we told her, like, be ready. You may not go in, but you have to be ready to go in. And I thought the rim run layup, like, that was unexpected. You know, if it had been a trail three, that would have been expected. But I thought her getting a rim run layup and, you know, I even thought, you know, she got behind once on a post up. But Aaliyah shouldn't have helped in, you know, when she got behind the one time. Like, we do not ball side help and leave shooters, especially off the ball side where that's the easiest person to throw to. So once again, like, those are the plays. People ask me, like, what does it take for Aaliyah to continue to get minutes? It's understanding, like, girl, you can't get rejected on a ball screen and give up a three to Neepkins. Like, you can't ball side help off a shooter, because I felt like the thing about that help was not that three. It was the confidence it gave Wilkie that the next time she touched the ball, it was a three. And then the time after that, now she's 8 feet behind the line, and it's a three. And she hadn't seen the ball go through the basket from three. And so when you get a wide open walk-in three, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, she's got 3 of them. And so, but man, we dug deep and fought. I was really, really proud of them.
You mentioned Madison. How is she? Like, what's her status? And then I saw Sarah leave for a little bit. Is she okay?
Yes, Sarah just had an ankle roll. I mean, you could see her hobbling, but she was able to go back in. I'm sure it's going to be sore. It's our first day off in 10 days tomorrow, so they all need it. The staff needs it. Everybody needs it, because we obviously have 2 big games ahead of us, you know, this weekend. But and then Madison's day to day. You know, she's had these issues in the past, and just kind of a recurring thing that sometimes she's right back and sometimes she isn't. So I would say at this point it's day to day, and say your prayers and fingers crossed and all those things, because she was giving us awesome minutes in the last month.
Coach, you mentioned the action to getting Nettie in the post so often. I was noticing those screens on the wing and then reposting deep. How often do y'all practice that? Jada said that's the action
Every
over
day.
and over.
You know, when we mess it up, it's like we're now, don't get me wrong, I love a good ATO and do something different, but the majority of what we run, we drill every day. We drill it 2-on-0. We drill it 2-on-2. We drill it 3-on-0. We drill it 3-on-3. I mean, we are not complicated. Doesn't mean we're not hard to guard, but it's not complicated. We just want great spacing and great pace, and you know, and I just think they played behind, you know, so it wasn't hard to feed it. You know, now I thought Teray got like loose on us some, and created some turnovers getting loose. Nettie's got to hold her seal and step to it in those situations. But I thought, especially in the fourth quarter, I was really proud of Nettie for not just settling for picking the block and then having to make a move. She was sealing deeper than that, where it was like if they wanted to reach, that was fine because she was going to drop step. You don't have to make a move then. And I think she can do more of that, use her strength to create the advantage before she ever catches the ball. And I think sometimes she settles for, I'm going to be here, and then I'm going to make a move. She's athletic enough and strong enough that she really doesn't have to if she does the work before the catch.
Nicki, after they took that real quick lead there at the end of the third, I don't think y'all ever trailed in the fourth. And then y'all had that 10-0 run there late. How big was that just to kind of create some separation in a game where there hadn't been a
Made me sweat less. I just thought we played to Nettie, and we got some stuff in transition. Big basket by Yaya. Like, I think even you think about Sarah had one basket, but it was a play that everybody gave up on but Sarah. That skip pass that she could have let it go out of bounds, but it was a layup, and I'm not saying she didn't have to work to get the ball and get the basket, but that sure beats having to set up and play. If the ball goes out of bounds, now we got to play 5-on-5. And I like 1-on-0 better than 5-on-5. So, I thought there were little plays like that all night long that were really, really crucial. I thought after a weekend where Nettie stayed pretty tied up to the post player and didn't rotate a lot, I thought she had key rotations late in this game to not give up layups at the rim, and I thought we did a better job securing rebounds. I mean, I look at the rebounds, and I don't like that we got out-rebounded, but it's, it's not a shock when you lose your leading rebounder that we got out-rebounded by 2. I mean, Bugs just is the cleanup machine, at both ends. We only had 4 offensive rebounds. Bugs usually gets 4 herself. So, I think from that perspective, like the way we had to collectively get it done was how we had to get it done, and I thought we just had huge contributions from everybody.
I think you said y'all finally get a day off, but have you already looked at Houston? We're not going to get you again before.
Well, I did the Utah scout, which I hadn't done a scout since I was an assistant at Connecticut with the Sun. Doesn't mean I don't scout every team and watch more than my fair share of film and break down, and I certainly know how to use our software. But I actually did the Utah down to the personnel and the write-up and everything. So I'm ready for a day off, but because of that, I've watched Houston, but not Houston for Houston. Houston because what did they do against Utah? What did they do? So when there's been common opponents. But there's no doubt I have not dug deep into them. This game was, A, too much work for me, and B, too good to not to see past it. So I have a day off to get my nails done and start Houston prep tomorrow. Oh gosh, who knows? I mean, I don't. Here's what I like. We lose a tiebreaker with Oklahoma State, so if they want to take some losses, that's fine by me. But I also think it's a dogfight night in and night out in this league. Do I like that Houston's coming in here with a little swagger? No, but Huey's a great coach. He's always going to have them ready. It's always going to be a battle of Texas teams. And so one way or the other, I think the advantage to it is it's like your team, they're like, oh, wow, they beat Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State smacked us. We better be ready to go. So whatever it takes that, when it comes to motivation and whatever, I think that'll catch their attention more than anything I can say. We can say all we want. Hey, they have 4 guards. They can make shots. That there are certain things about them that are going to bother us. But beating Oklahoma State, that'll speak to them. Speak to them because I think after what they did to us, I think we got a lot of respect for Oklahoma State. Thank you.